Simple, easy, awesome. So come ask, shop, discover at your local Xfinity store today.
In the race for 2020, new CNN national poll numbers revealing some big changes between the moderates and the progressives just in the past month. So when you look at Senator Elizabeth Warren, she slipped 5 points, battling for second place with Senator Bernie Sanders. And then South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg rising in ranks since October at 11%. But what hasn't changed is former Vice President Joe Biden. He leads the field by double digits at 28%. And my next guest wrote this opinion piece for CNN.com about this uncertainty over what Democratic voters want in 2020. Someone who can appeal to a moderate swing voter or more of a leftist change maker. And journalist David Love is with me now. He's also an adjunct professor at Temple University and Rutgers University. And so, David, pleasure to have you back. Welcome back.
Thanks, Brooke. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So you wrote this in part as a response to some comments that President Obama had made at a top donor fundraiser earlier this month, where Obama, warned against veering to the left and claimed that the quote unquote average American doesn't want to, quote, completely tear down the system and remake it. And you, sir, see evidence of otherwise. So let's start there. Make your case.
Yes. Well, I think when you look at the situation in the U.S., people want change. Over the past few years, people have been suffering under the Trump administration. When you look at this country, the fact of the matter is that this country has the most economic inequality of any advanced nation. People are suffering, they want change, and I think that the Democrats, the Democratic establishment, might be sounding the alarms a little too prematurely. I think they are misreading the situation, the sentiment of people in this country. The fact is that when you look at polls, various polls, people want more of a government role in their lives, whether it's fighting climate change, whether it's dealing with the $1.5 trillion in student debt, whether it's dealing with health care, affordable health care. People want these things.
I hear you on people wanting change, and this is where I have to play devil's advocate. And of course, then Senator Obama ran on change, right? I mean, there's change and then there's change. Because when you look at this CNN poll, there's another takeaway. 56% of potential Democratic voters say that they prefer a policy approach that is most likely to become law, meaning that, it'd be some sort of compromise where Democrats and Republicans could actually get together and get something done versus a policy approach that would be such massive reform, massive change that it would overhaul something altogether. And so I think what I'm hearing you throw down here is that, the majority of Americans actually don't agree with you. Aren't they saying that there is such a thing as such a candidate as too far left?
I really don't think so. I mean, I think that what the Democrats are witnessing right now is their resurgence. In a sense, they are going back to their roots, going back to the legacy of FDR, the New Deal, Social Security, Medicare. I think that it would be a big mistake for Democrats to go to veer away from that. The fact of the matter is that Democrats are doing very well. They won the Congress, and I think that was a mandate, really a sense that people want change. And it would be a big mistake for Democrats to think that they can somehow combat a far right-wing Republican government in the form of the Trump administration by providing milquetoast, lukewarm policy solutions that are not going to energize the base. And we have to remember, African Americans, people of color, progressive whites, they are the people who are responsible for the Democrats being in power right now. And the Democratic establishment, they haven't really provided any proof that these, middle-of-the-road policies are what people want. I don't know how you fight against the policies in the Trump administration, such as, putting brown children in cages. I don't know how you combat that with a middle-of-the-road point of view.
I hear you, and I think that's the million-dollar question, right? To fight, if you're a Democrat, to take Trump out, do you fight fire with fire in the sense of, all right, you have this extreme right-wing, sort of president. Do you fight with the far left, which is what you're advocating, or someone more in the middle to grab those independent voters and folks who maybe aren't on the Trump train? It's the question we're going to keep asking and keep talking about for the months to come until next November. David Love, thank you so much, though, for sharing your opinion, and I am sure we will talk again. Good to have you on.
It's my pleasure. Thanks.
Coming up next, thank you. This powerful explosion at a